Shows the AMD A10 7850 with the Radeon R7. These are the RAM slots. RAM slot 1 is empty. RAM slot 2 shows my DDR3 Kingston RAM card. If you remember, that was an 8 gig. This is the 12 volt power primary plug. It shows that it's plugged in. ATX machine. These are my SATA plugs. The first one, the bottom right, that's my primary hard drive, the 1 gig hard drive. Above it is the DVD player. So it's really pretty neat. It'll show you what you've got plugged in and where. So that's pretty neat. Hardware monitor. You click on it, and it'll fire up and show you what's going on with your hardware. You can control your fan speeds. You can set your target temperatures. Shows the RPM of the CPU. It's really, really neat. It's so far advanced over the old stuff, the old BIOS. It's just amazing. Again, you saw the temperatures there, but there's another shot. CPU's at 40 degrees Celsius. Motherboard at 28 degrees Celsius. So, pretty cool. And once you're logged in here, like I said, this is drag and drop. The hard drive has been installed, but it's blank. And now we're ready to load up our Windows whatever. In my case, it was Windows 7 64-bit. So what I would do at this point is I would insert my disk, close it, and then I would go right here to this bar, and I would drag my DVD player to the primary position and drop it. That now is the #1 priority for booting when it's in that position. Okay, I drug it there, I dropped it, and I've already done all this, so I'm not going to leave it there. But what I would do after that, after I've done that, is then I would go over to Settings, Save and Exit. Click it. Save changes, exit, reboot. What would happen then is the system would reboot, and it would boot directly to the installation disk for the Windows whatever you're using, and it would start the installation process. Now, if through Windows 10 you can make a recovery USB stick, and you've done so, and I have done that, it's plugged into the back of the machine, and it will just stay there. It's the recovery disk. If there's a catastrophic failure on the hard drive and the machine won't boot up, I could turn it off, turn it back on, hit my hotkey of delete, boot into my BIOS, and then select whichever USB I want that stick is plugged into, move it to the primary position, save and exit, and then when it would boot back up, it would boot into the USB stick. The USB stick has the bare minimums. It will get the system up and running to the point where you can do a recovery. And I can't stress it enough, you really need to be doing a backup either on a secondary internal hard drive, or even better would be a external hard drive. I have an external hard drive that I use, and it backs up every couple of days, so that I'm never too terribly far out of date should there ever be a catastrophic error on the hard drive. So those are some of the capabilities of this particular particular board. I'm really, really, really impressed with it. This machine, it's a 3.7 gigahertz machine with 8 gig of RAM, and the DRAM frequency is 1333. I have not overclocked it. You'll notice this has right here, it has an overclock genie, or you can overclock it here. I'm not going to mess with that. I don't do the types of things that it needs to be overclocked to the point of a meltdown. I just needed a much more updated computer than what I had, given the programs that I'm running and the video editing I'm doing now, which is getting very, very, very difficult on an old, slow machine. It should be a breeze now on this one. So, once you have gotten to the point where you have put your disk in, you've loaded it, you went to your settings, save and exit, you rebooted, it booted to your disk, your optical disk, it loaded your Windows package, it went through all the rigmarole it has to do, it's up, it's running, it's a stable platform. You then restart the machine again, hit your hotkey, which is the BIOS, then go back in and change your priority, your boot priority, to the hard drive. If you need to adjust the date and time, you can do so then. And then, again, hit settings, save and exit, save it, get out, it'll reboot, it'll boot directly to the hard drive, and your backup of Windows running. I'm going to just hit escape because I don't have really any changes to keep. So it'll escape one more time, quit, and that's that. Now this system will boot up into now Windows 10. I originally loaded up the Windows 7 64-bit and got it up running. It was a stable platform. It had the Windows 10 free upgrade. So I did that. It took quite a while to download that. It's a big file. I did the Windows 10 upgrade of the Windows maintenance upgrades. I did a couple of those. I've got several left to do, but once I got a couple of those done, I went ahead and made my my USB safe boot, and it's plugged into the back machine, ready to go should there be a catastrophic error. Now you'll see when this boots up that I've already got several programs and whatnot onto the machine. I've got more to do, and once I get it fully loaded with all the programs I want it to have, then I will go through and do all the updates that are applicable for the Windows 10, and it should be just fine. The old hard drive from the previous machine, I'm going to, once I'm completely positive I've gotten everything off of it that I cared to have, it's a 300 or 400 gig hard drive, I'm going to wipe it. And then I'm going to install it as a secondary storage drive on this new system. So that give me on board, give me about 1.5 terabytes. That's a lot of storage. But these programs are getting larger and more powerful, and they eat up a hell of a lot of storage anymore. So I'm going to install that. Between that and then the secondary external drive, I'm going to have well over 2 terabytes of storage available. So storage is not going to be a problem. Anyway, this is the hard drive out of the old machine. I was wrong. It's a
It's 500 gig. So, a little more storage than I thought. Anyway, got the old machine there torn apart. Now I'll unplug that one, crack it open, and get that installed. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, here's the new machine. I'm just going to slide that hard drive in right here. I'll pop the front case off. Slide the drive in, attach it, secure it with a couple of screws, and then plug in the power supply, and then run the SATA line, which is blue. It'll plug in just past the orange one, to the left of the orange one, and it should work just fine. They used to call them a slave secondary drive, a slave drive. Just be a secondary storage, mass storage device. That's one of the reasons why I went with the bigger power supply. This thing will, I've got power to burn even after I put this in. So power supply is not going to be an issue for this machine. Yeah, got 4 fans, 1, 2. This one on the processor, and then another one on the power supply itself. Plenty of air circulation. Anyway, let me get this popped in, and I'll get back with you. Okay, the hard drive, the secondary hard drive, is installed. SATA cable plugged in. It should act as a secondary supplemental mass storage drive. Anyway, power's hooked up to it. But I put the side back on it, button it up, plug it back in, fire it up, and see what we got.
Like I said, it's been quite a while since I've done anything like this, and I had to watch a couple of videos on YouTube to get up and running, so that I, knew I was headed in the right direction. YouTube is a godsend for so many things, from this to fixing your damn dishwasher to replacing the power steering unit on your car. So make use of it. It's a wonderful tool. I didn't intend for this to be a technical how-to video. This is entertainment only. I'm not an expert. I don't try to portray myself as an expert, so please don't think that I am. I'm not. I'm just a guy that likes to hack around doing different stuff, and this is one of the things I like to do. So anyway, if you enjoyed the video, outstanding. If it happened to help anyone along the way, that's great too. Anyway, folks, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.